actually have access to the YouTube, so I can help upload it. But we should maybe outside of this, we should probably look at getting you and Akash set up for upload access there, just to save. Because I know Eric's a busy guy; he's got a lot of things to do with the YouTube. So I think it'd be helpful since we'll be doing this probably every week or every other week.
Yes, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Cool. I'll put a note in the ticket, but back over to you, or not the ticket, the note stock, but
Fedora
back
marketing.
over to you.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, hi everybody. This is our websites and app stream meeting, which we have every week on Friday. Anybody has any announcements that they would like to share?
Party next week.
Yeah.
Yes. So yes.
Thing too after that.
Yeah. So I just want to share that Marie has given the schedule, and then we will be presenting on Saturday. I should mention that over there. So it's on Saturday from 13:30 to 14 UTC, which is 9:30 to 10 a.m. EDT. So that's one thing. And then we are not going to have any meeting next week because it's release party. So that's it. Those are the two announcements that I have from my side.
So I had a sort of like an announcement. Maybe it's actually a discussion topic. I don't know. I work in the open source program office at Red Hat, and they're looking at getting some co-ops. There was actually like some extra co-op seats available. So I said, hey, Fedora always needs things. So we're talking about having a web development type of a co-op, and they would work for 6 months, and they would work between OSPO, CPE, and Fedora. So kind of helping and doing all that. And the thing that we really want them to focus on is getting badges back up. So that's the number one thing, implementing the new instance of Badger and making that all shiny and awesome. But I also had a couple, other ideas for them. We'll see how it goes. And I'll give you guys developments as this happens. But I wanted to make sure you're aware that hopefully down the road, we'll have basically someone who's going to be paid to work on websites and apps for Fedora for some period of time. So that's what we're working towards there. And I just wanted to bring that to the team. And as I said, I will come with updates.
That's great. That's awesome. Why can't I see anything?
So I'm working in the same team as Mary, and on top of that, my boss, who is also Mary's boss, asked if we could get our intern in case there is something with the co-op. So we do not know if it will be someone from the co-op or the current intern we have. But even if the co-op do not work, we have a plan B, just so you know.
Plan Bs are good.
Okay, so we have that out of the way. Anybody has anything else to share?
Do we know what happened yesterday in Go No Go?
In what?
In Go No Go?
I think it's going to be pushed back by a week or something. That's the last derived thing that I got out of it,
So we don't know what happened to the Go No Go meeting. Okay, I'm trying to see.
Oh, Go No Go for the Fedora 34.
Yeah.
Got it. For context, there for folks, we do a Go No Go meeting before every release or beta release to determine whether we're going to ship or if we have bugs to fix. So
yeah, I was thinking.
I don't know if that happened.
An announcement. Yeah, I was thinking if you have an announcement to make when Fedora is releasing, but never mind.
Yeah, it just got pushed back by a week, I think, people.
Yeah, that's the idea I had after talking to Thomas, who is a release engineer. Yeah, but I don't know in detail. Okay, thanks.
Nah, Michael, it's definitely not. I hear it too.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my low battery indicator of my brain.
He is waiting so much for the weekend to come.
Okay, so anything else?
Not for me.
Okay. Okay, great. Then let's move to the action items from last week. Marie has the slides ready and she has a link here in the Hackemd file. And then I open the proposal ticket in the console Pago, and let me also paste the link in the chat. So that's the link for the ticket, and that's great, Vibhu. And this is the link. Oh, yeah, link for the slides for the release party presentation.
I think we should just take a second to look at them if we can.
Okay.
Basically, there was a little bit too much information in some of the slides to fit it all into one. So the who are we, that's split into 2 slides. And my question is, which one do you want first? And then the vision got split into 2, but I think that the order that I have them here is pretty good. So I just wanted to see which, if you want, are like teams and all that, because generally at the beginning of as the presentation you'll introduce yourself anyway. So we might want to put that like kind of the first slide, but simultaneously it's not content. So you tell me what you want.
Oh, well, the first thing that I wanted to talk about is these slides look awesome. The droplets and the way they have been spread out is so amazing. It looks so pleasing to my eyes. So that's the first thing that I want to note before we get into, what needs to be done and what needs not to be told. The introduction thing makes sense that, we'll be introducing ourselves first and then we'll be getting down into what we do. So repeating it again might not make sense. But then again, we don't have the story of 3 names. I think that
I put
my
that
bad.
on we were trying to find our forever home, infrastructure, websites, and random app projects. So
Yeah.
I figured you guys could kind of tell that story out loud and we could not say it so
That's going to
explicitly.
make sense. Yeah, that is going to be more impactful. It's going to be more funny that way. So, yeah, that's good.
All right, so I'll switch those 2 slides and then I will make a PDF and I'm going to send it to Ramya and Akashdeep. So whoever's there the day of and able to bring it up, you will both have it. So I'm going to add that as an action item for me. Are there any other changes in wording or anything else you see?
There is a typo on the last slide for the matrix room. Matrix.org is repeated twice. Just a minor thing.
All right, let's,
and also, this is super minor, but I like to write my name with the middle initial too. That's just a small preference.
Sure. Yes, no problem. Let's see. Can you put that under my action item, Justin, just exactly how you want it?
Will do.
All right, cool. That's it for me on that.
Should we mention about the Wiki page in the presentation, or is it not required?
I almost put the link in there, but since people can't click on the link anyway, I'm thinking I'm going to be there dropping links, and I'm guessing Justin might be there as well. I don't know, but we'll be there in the, I'll be there in the chat to help support and send folks the links that you guys are talking about.
Okay, that's great.
Okay.
It
Yeah,
looks great
so
to me.
let's make a note of the links that needs to be dropped, so that we won't forget right then.
Okay, am I audible?
Now you are.
Oh, okay. So I was just asking, like, which wiki page were you talking about a bit back? Like, was that the website's wiki page?
Yeah, websites and apps for
The
the
Okay, okay.
objective.
objective with Wiki
The
page.
objective page, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I was thinking. So I just edited a wiki page this week. Point to the docs page. That's not this one. Okay, yeah. Okay, no worries.
I see there's a comment about the meeting day and time.
Oh yeah, I don't know if we were. I think that's under. I don't know if we're still looking. Oh gosh, I'm on the wrong thing now.
Oh, yeah.
Do we want to go through last week's action items? But yes, I did
Yeah.
put that on there. I
Yeah.
think we're looking at. Okay, so I don't know who did it, but someone else put the logic model. I put the question mark.
Was it
there.
messed up?
No, it's. I
Okay.
mean, so it's fine. I was gonna go in and make some edits, like last minute edits to it. But once I saw you did it, I said, you know what? There's some things I just have to let go, and this is one of them. So I said, we're done here. So thank you for uploading that.
Okay. Yeah, I was just playing around and then figured I'll just try it. Yeah, I posted it in the group. Are you in the group? By the way, the websites and apps, the matrix group, the element group.
Oh, I'm not sure. I don't know.
Okay.
This is bad. I don't use Element. I need to start using it more because so
Okay.
many people have been messaging me on
Yes, she's
Telegram
there.
for years now.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to. Next time if something happens, I'll probably DM you.
Yeah, Marie, you might be in the Fedora websites channel. After my bouncer server restarted it, they may have put you in there.
Okay, let me check that.
Okay, so if that is okay, the next one is the Pago Kanban board. Akash, you were saying about that we need to wait for a bit before the name is finalized. So do you want to? Yeah.
So in the last week, I commented under one of the tickets, which was about finalizing the name of the double inverted commas web dev seg, that we just got it into working, and I think we have an infrastructure ticket about it as well, where we are migrating all the stuff from web dev seg, including adding us, me and Ramya as administrators in the Fedora web group. Apart from that, there are some other activities going on as well. So I discovered that there was an existing Kanban board at the web dev seg Pago group. But then I remarked that just because everything is going to be migrated, so it won't be there. So why not just wait for it to happen first, and then when we have a place to create it, we might just end up creating it there. Yeah, Justin, please go on.
Yeah, so there is a challenge there. I think because we're going the route of renaming with doing database changes, as I understand, the board would work the same. Now, the links will break, the URLs that you would bookmark or share with folks will break, but the Kanban board that you would create in Pago, if you want to start playing around with it and configuring it, you should be able to do that now in the SIG webdev/home repository, I think is what we were going to use. So if you wanted to set it up there, it should still work. Just be aware that one day you may go to it and then the link is broken and you just have to update the link that you have. But theoretically, it should work even if you just want to play around with it. I don't think we have to get super far until the rename is done in the Pago side. But if you want to experiment and play around with it, that's definitely doable, and you won't lose your progress there when we get the name change. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Actually, as a matter of fact, it's quite there, and it's something that Ramya did a long time ago. She set up the Kanban board at the home repository of web
Yeah,
dev
that's
6. It was one of her action items. So it's there. Like you said, that the links would break when it's migrated upon. So that's something to consider about. Yeah.
Can I ask a question real quick? What's the timeline for moving the repo and all that?
soon. I have 2 tickets open with Fedora infrastructure. One has been open for a couple weeks or a week or 2. I'm hoping that it will get followed up on. And then I opened one this week for the fast changes. So here's the ticket for the fast changes, which actually we're just going to delete the SIG web dev or SIG DevOps group and just use the pre-existing web team, which has existed for like 15 years. So that's the first part. But then the second one is the Pago changes. Where do I have that link? It is here. So 6 days ago, not a full week, but it's on the infrastructure radar. They've triaged it. It's just a matter of it getting done. So that's where we are on the rename piece. Over.
Got
It was Mohan, right, who prioritized it? Bodu, Mohan, right?
There was an audio breakup there for me. Could you repeat?
I said that it was Mohan who triaged it. That's what I wanted to confirm.
Yeah, triaging happens
No, it
anytime. We
looks
have
like
stand up.
M.
That
O'Brien.
actually doesn't matter. We have
Yeah.
stand up twice a day, and we decide what kind of ticket it is, and we triage it. So that doesn't mean that same person would pick it up.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, Apple.
Okay, the next one is I already uploaded last week's thing to YouTube. I will drop the link in the chat later for the last week's meeting. Now on to topics for discussion. So the first one, Marie mentioned that it would be nice to use teams in Hackemd to better organize so that everybody can like have access to it. I don't know what that is, but
Okay, so basically you can make a team in Hackemd. As long as you sign in, you can be added to a team space. And then basically we can keep all of our various documents in that team space. And so when we add someone new, instead of having to share every single document that they might know historically, there will be an area here in Hackemd. And also when we're going to look for things, it's just in one folder, no matter who originally owned that note. I'm pretty sure it's all going to be in that one place for us to access. So as long as we're liking document, Hackemd for documents, I think we should implement that to just leverage the functions in here a little bit more. Because I do find myself like, wait, where's that link? Going here and there and trying to find things. And a follow up to that is like, hold on one second, I just wanted to. So like I'm helping out with the community outreach revamp, and we basically have this. Hold on, I'll show it to you what we do. So basically we do something like this where we have all of our links and everything that we've done at the top so that we can just access it, and then our meeting notes, and we always put the newest meeting notes at the top so that it's just kind of pushing it down. So I don't know, like a quick link section at the top. So like just to our objectives and to the tickets we're working on, because trying to kind of go through the notes to find stuff from the past links and stuff like that. You'll have, so here you see like we have all of our blog posts in one place. So if we ever need to reference a blog post that we did in the past, or someone asked for an update, we're like, oh yeah, we have all this right here. So we could potentially have a different document to organize it, but we could also just put a little thing at the top of our scratch pad that says, here are the quickest links that we're going to need to access all the time. So I just thought I'd put my 2 cents in around. Yes. Okay. So Hackemd teams definitely seems like something I want to do.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
a
I can.
great idea, actually.
Yeah, I think I could set up the team space, but I'm going to need folks to add their documents once it's set up. Team space and invite members. Okay, cool. Okay, that's all I had for that. And then my second thing was I'm proposing a potential new day for the team meeting. I don't mind early. I'm an early riser. But I've actually, I've been kind of going around to folks on CPE team and folks in OSPO, like, hey, who's going to come and be like more of a permanent member of the team. As much as I am here to give support, I already fully support the community outreach revamp. I have a lot of work that gets generated there. So I'm trying to help find like a more permanent support person. So I talked to Matthew, we're gonna talk to the council, maybe the folks in Mindshare and Ben's program management team, which is apparently has tons of interest. So much so that there's not even a meeting that's been able to have been agreed upon yet. So there's like plenty of different options. I'm just trying to work it out. Meanwhile, I've come across the same sentiment from almost every Red Hatter that Friday is not a great day. And the context for that is that Red Hatters across the company try to keep our Fridays meeting free. And so that we can actually like have a day to get work done without interruptions. So that is why I'm not having, like, I think we could actually get more people here to support us from Red Hat and OSPO in general, like CPE, right? If it was not on Friday. So anybody's thoughts on this?
Sounds like we need a meeting poll.
Is everyone like, this is perfect for me? Or is anyone like, this is perfect for me? What are you talking about? Or do people also like to have their meetings, their Fridays meeting free?
Um, I did not understand what you said, so could you please rephrase it, maybe?
You weren't able to hear me, Akashdeep? Is that what you said?
Nah, I was totally able to hear you, but I was not able to understand the context of it.
Ah,
Yeah.
so just Friday is not a great meeting day. So I've been trying to speak with basically potential team members, and I tell them when the team meeting is, and they're like, "That's a horrible time and day for me."
So I think I can attest to that, Marie. Like, especially within Red Hat, if we want to get more people from who might be interested in this call from Red Hat as well as some other orgs, there is a general conception wherein people try to avoid meetings on Friday, because as soon as it's Friday evening, people just tend to run, and throughout the day they want to get as much done as quickly as possible. So if you want to have more people from not just Red Hat, but also some of the other orgs to get into the meeting, Friday is a blocker for them. Personally, I understand that sentiment because as far as work-related stuff goes, even I don't keep meetings on Fridays. But yeah, I'm totally fine with any other day for Fedora because yeah, I keep the other days free for community work.
So do we have a like a standard or something we've used to poll before? Is there something we want to use to do that? It seems like at least we want to see if we can move it to a different time.
Yeah. Yes, I think we should have a poll. That's what we did last time, but that was a doodle poll. Yeah, I think we should have a poll. Just, yeah, when is good.
Not the most beautiful interface for a meeting tool, but it definitely works, and it has good
It
time
gets
zone
to work.
support.
Yeah, it gets it done. So
Does someone have capacity to set up a when is good poll for meeting date time?
Adiksha, how about you take this up, for the starters?
Why not? would love to do that.
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah, so I can do it. Just a second.
Awesome.
Cool.
So
I can send an example too. This is a tool that at least some folks have used many times in Fedora. So I can give you, I'll send you a link for an example you can look at just to get an idea of how we've done it before.
Sure. Yeah. That would help.
okay, Vipul. So if you're creating as we are going on, then we might not assign it to Adiksha.
No, it's fine. It's good to have Pariksha do it.
Awesome.
I wrote that before anyone volunteered, so that's all right.
Yeah.
And then the last thing that I put on for discussion was just the release party. I mean, we talked about it a little bit already, but I just wanted to kind of talk about, like, do we want to, sorry, I'm getting distracted by my sister. Do we want to rehearse that? And if so, do you want me to be a part of like an extra meeting where we just kind of run through it? I just want to give you guys, or do you want to do it here? I'm up for assisting if that needs to happen.
Assisting would be great. Marie, that would be great. Really appreciate it.
So should we make a separate meeting for just the three of us to kind of work on the presentation?
Yes.
Okay.
That would be great.
A total +1 on this one is definitely going to help.
Yeah, if you weren't going to bring this up, I would have brought this up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marie.
Yeah, I can send out the invite for that. Let me look at my calendar and get back to you guys and back to you both. I think I have you on Telegram. I can just message in that chat. Okay,
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin, I actually have a ticket open to revamp that badge and make it even cooler. Yeah, I know. Hold on, I think I have
All
only.
right.
Oh, just leave that 3 behind. I was just telling that patch revamp is in progress. We have a ticket on it. Oh,
Yeah, so I
Adiksha also
link.
created it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Um,
Send the link.
I have a question. Justin, for the YouTube upload, do I have to, like, do we have to open a ticket to give access for me and Akash? Oh, sorry, you already have that. I'm sorry.
I put an action, but actually it's a good question. Marie, do you think that would be a Fedora marketing ticket or a Fedora council ticket?
Oh my gosh, I was distracted. What was the question?
So sharing access to the Fedora YouTube, that I forget how that's managed because I know it was Lord Drachenblatt and Google Plus. Oh, what's the process? Is it council? Is it Mindshare?
Good question. I'm not sure if I remember how Edward got on there, but I think it was in the last year or so. Was it just the case that we needed him to be on there and he got added? 'Cause I'm pretty sure that like the credentials sit with OSPO, like Brian Prophet.
Probably.
So I'm not
That's where I would
sure
start.
if we did I'm not sure if we had a procedure that was also public. I could ask Edward.
Yeah, probably good to check in with him and just see if it's a marketing ticket, a Mindshare ticket. I just know the process has changed. It used to all be in Google Plus, and then Google killed Google Plus, and I just forgot how we do that now.
So who knows Edward and wants to talk to him about it?
I actually pulled him into our Matrix channel. I can
Okay.
ask him the question.
Okay, so Rami is gonna figure out how to get on YouTube here. Oh, I don't know why I put this here. I don't know what that was.
So sorry, I'm editing it. I just put all the action items under your name, so it's easy.
So it's easy for everyone else.
No, for you, I mean.
Oh, that's funny. No, it's fine. About getting up to YouTube account. Okay, cool. So that's on there now.
So yeah, I stole that idea from Justin. He has a bullet point. I'm like, okay, let me just make bullet points. So all the action items for one person are under there. So
Oh, I see how you're doing it. I see. I think I have to do this one too, though. I don't. Okay.
okay. Do we have anything else to talk about? Action items or anything?
Yes, Ramya. There was this action item assigned to Ashlyn. It was about taking an inventory of the issues that can potentially fall under what we do, and well, it's in progress. That's what I wanted to tell on her behalf. She's not here, but it's in progress.
Okay. Okay. That yeah, I think we are also tracking that with the issue that's on. So should we also make an action item here as well?
I don't know. Should we? Because the one who this action item is assigned to is not here, so I don't know if we should.
I think like most of the action items here we have are not actually tickets on Pago. So this is something that we are doing like as a groundwork kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because mostly on the tickets, it's usually done at their leisure, I believe, because it's more of a volunteering thing, right? So not sure if we can, I don't know what others think.
Yeah.
I think so. Can someone explain to me again what's going on? There's a ticket.
Yeah, so there is a ticket about making an inventory about all the apps that are that can be potentially be under website and apps. So Ashlyn said that she would take it up and work on it, but that's in the ticket already. So Akash is mentioning like if we have to add that as an action item here as well. I thought.
Okay, so my thought is, since we're in the meeting today, why doesn't one person say, hey, we're meeting today and we're just wanted to check in on how this is going. Please let us know if you need any help. There you go.
Okay, sounds good. Okay.
Yeah.
A quick question on that note. Um, so when we're talking about listing out all the websites and properties, are we also listing out the repos and what other websites are dependent on those sites? Like for example, uh, badges is dependent on plenty of other sites and they're connected via Fed message. So are we also doing that? Are we also documenting that somewhere?
As far as documenting goes, we are not going as deep as Fed message would be, because I think most of the applications would be in one way or another linked to Fed message. So we're trying to go as far as we can under the websites and apps. What we try to do, if it fits under that repository, that yeah, this can make use of what we do. So we're trying to list all of them. That's how far we are going.
Okay.
I appreciate what you're doing, Justin, but I actually had those underneath the other thing for a reason. They go with that one, and it's helpful for me to understand. So I'm going to change it
Yeah,
back.
I was playing with formatting, but it didn't work, so that's fine.
Okay, so do we have anything else that we would like to discuss about? Oh, I do have a question though. So now that we opened the ticket with the council, what happens next?
I can probably explain that one. So from what I understand, so it'll come up in an upcoming council meeting. The council meets every Thursday. Sometimes it's video, sometimes it's IRC.
It's every other week we meet.
Every other week. Got it. So I think our next one is going to be an IRC meeting. So it'll probably be a ticket on the agenda. The agenda will be posted to the council discussion forum on Discourse. So there'll be a heads up of when it's coming up. The council will review it, talk about it, and share any feedback that they have in the ticket. So I don't remember if it's next week. Did the council meet this week? Next week? I think it's next week, next Thursday. So I have a feeling it'll probably come up next Thursday.
Okay, great. Then we have so much. Probably we'll have some to talk about in the next week meeting. Okay. So is anyone having anything else? Okay, then it's open floor. Or not.
I just wanted to say that there's 2 action items that haven't been assigned. And then I also wanted to follow up on the Kanban and say, where are we at with that? Is it just on pause for the moment, or are we going to continue working on, or start working on putting our, whole revamp in there? What's the story on those things?
Yeah, so with the Kanban board, we are at a position where the Kanban board is made. We have different columns pertaining to the things which are in progress, the things that needs to be done, which are in review and stuff like that. So we have columns there. And actually, a lot of it was done already by Ramya. So she is someone to be credited for this one, but it's there. But like Justin said, that whenever it would be migrated up onto some other place, there would be links that would break, there would be bookmarks which won't be valid anymore. So it's in progress. Once we get those inventory items from Ashland, we can definitely go on with putting them together at that pace, maybe.
So I'm a little unclear. So for me, I'm thinking about the Kanban board not as a list of applications that need work. I'm thinking of the Kanban board as taking this revamp, activities, outcomes, etc., moving those. We're talking about organizing the revamp in my mind, and then like maybe a different Kanban board should exist for the apps and what needs to happen to them, because I think it's 2 different lines of streams of work. Basically, we need to be able to organize the work that we're doing for the revamp, and
yeah,
that's what I'm trying to help move forward here.
Right. So thanks for clarifying, Marie. The thing is, the Kanban board that we have right now is kind of at the development perspective of things, I think. So the one that we should have for revamp is yet to be created. So that can be one of my action items. So yeah, 2 Kanban boards for different things.
I do have a question though.
Uh-huh.
So when the web dev sig is changed, it will be named as websites and apps with the new team name. So I think, correct me if I'm wrong, so I think we can actually go ahead and make issues of all the outcomes, activities that we have here, so that we can track progress and then put them in the Kanban board so that we can organize the work. Is that how it works, or I could be wrong?
I think that it's not going to be that simple. Like each thing is going to need very different specific things. And I think that planning them out, you're actually going to uncover a lot more work than you originally thought there was. And that really diving into each one of those before you make tickets is actually going to be saving work for you. So I would say probably tickets come after the planning, in my mind.
Okay, so then I have another question. So last time when I was playing around with Kanban board, I realized that the one in Pago, I realized that, so sorry. We could only like add tickets as such to the to-do list or the backlog. So is there
Okay, so
any
maybe I don't understand the technical requirements of the Pagure Kanban. Is what you're saying that you need a ticket to put a user story in there?
It needs to be a ticket
So
in
I
order
think
for it to be there.
Yeah, I think at this point we should probably go to Taiga, I believe.
Taiga.
That
Just
makes
because
so much more sense. It makes so much more sense.
Oh no, we're back on this conversation. I'm not sure. So
because like you said, if each thing is actually divided into different components to make it happen, that can't be done in Pagure. That's what even I asked last time when we spoke about this. We can only like track tickets in Pagure, the Kanban board in Pagure. If it is Taiga, it makes more sense because we can actually like have sub tasks for everything, and it is so much easier to handle it. I think. What do others think?
Ramya, so there's checklists in the issue content as well, which can be, I think, used for tracking in the Kanban board, which is available at Pagure. But then again, just because we need to create issues for these tasks, we are creating meta tasks, which is not very efficient. So for development side of things, Pagure Kanban board is definitely a yes, but for for discussion on this side of things, the one at Taiga seems to be more desirable.
Yeah, I think for like automatically for development side of things, it's Pagure, but for now we need Taiga. I think it's okay to have two boards. I don't know what everybody else thinks about it.
Yeah, the purposes are different.
Just to add here, I think what we could use the Pagure piece for is long term when we start looking at different types of issues and things to work on across the software pieces, the websites and the apps. I think putting them as tickets in that Pagure and using that Kanban board will be effective for the development work. But I think for this higher level stuff that we're talking about, like more strategy thinking and how are we going to break things down into smaller pieces, I'm biased. I use Taiga, but I see it being helpful for us in terms of just being able to break things down into smaller pieces.
Yeah,
and that's one just because I have some experience setting it up. I'd be willing to take that action item for our next meet to set up a prototype board, just so we have something that we can work with and decide, do we want to keep this or no?
Right. I think that might be a good idea, Justin, if you just put in like the 8 cards for each of the outputs, and then we just can kind of maybe demo it and play with it a little bit during our next meeting.
And like last week, I would love to tag team with Justin on this. Yeah, it makes more sense, at least until we have everything up and running. I think having Pagure makes more sense. Like the one on Pagure will be there always. But for now, for things to get moving, I think I vote for Taiga. I do use it a little bit, but not probably extensively, but yeah.
Okay. I think that having the long-term one on Pagure for like the apps and the work that's happening, like the teamwork that's happening, that makes complete sense. I think it might, because of the requirements of that needing its own ticket, Taiga does make more sense in this instance, because a lot of the things are not going to be tied to tickets.
Yes, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, my vote is yes. You convinced me.
What about you, Akash?
Yeah, total +1 to it. We wouldn't be having meta tasks like we did before.
Okay, great. It will be so much more clear.
So I have a new action for that for our next meeting. Maybe I'll get it done before the release party, but I'll focus on getting it before that next May meeting. Follow up with Ramya as well on that. And I just want to make sure that I understood Marie right. For the you're talking about the outcomes column in the logic model, like a new user story for each one of those to get us started. Makes sense. So I can use those and then maybe look at some of the cards that we have or the issues that we have in Pago already and move what makes sense. So I'll have that either maybe before the release party, but definitely before the May 7th meet.
Okay, great. Marie, if this is like done, you mentioned that you had 2 things to talk about. One was Kanban board. The other one, do you?
Right. So we have here, make a list of links and resources to share during the presentation and comment on the list of apps ticket checking in with Ashlyn. And both of those are unassigned.
I can talk to Ashlyn.
I can do this list of links and resources. It's going to be very quick, and I'm going to do it when I do the presentation. I can just grab the ones that I know what you say.
Okay, so I think, yeah, we are down to last 5 minutes. If there is nothing else, then I would like to ask who would want to volunteer our next meeting chair.
Also knowing that we may change the meeting, I think I can, and since I'm not a Red Hatter, I'll do it for this next Friday on May 7th. And then we'll probably have to rethink anyways, because we'll be rescheduling. So you can go and put me down for May 7th. I'll chair that meeting.
Thank you, Justin.
Just don't forget, everyone, to fill out, speaking of meeting times, don't forget to fill out that meeting poll sometime today or this weekend.
Everyone's action.
Yep.
Plus
yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna fill it right now because I'm gonna forget if I don't.
And don't forget to change your time zone. Don't forget to change your time zone, because otherwise it makes all the results meaningless. It's not obvious, but you have to change the time zone.
You put the link up somewhere.
It's in the Zoom chat, and it is, no, not Zoom chat, gosh. It's in the Jitsi chat, and it's in the Hackemd.
Okay.
I think it's in Hackemd.
I hope so. I think
Yes.
goes lost when.
Yeah, I put it in the Hackemd like 3 places. We're set.
Thanks, Marie.
Probably we should put one more place.
Just to make sure.
Yeah.
On the top. Like
Bold
on the
highlight.
big bold letters.
Are we all good?
Yeah, I think so. Anyone has anything else?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay, great.
Nothing from my side.
I think we're awesome.
Yes, we are. We are awesome.
Okay, everyone have a great weekend.
Okay, great. Bye, everyone.
You all too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend. Bye.
Yeah, hold on. Someone hold on. Who wants some extra work? I have a change proposal to make to Fedora